Hey guys, it's Elaine, the Ninja Life Coach, and welcome to my channel today. Today is Motivational Monday, so sit back, grab yourselves a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, I'm back. Today I want to talk with you about living in 2021. What are we going to do different in 2021 that's different than we did in 2020? And I've got to be just honest, folks. I hope it's a whole bunch of things, one of which I hope we can go out to eat and go back to buffets where we don't have to use a little spatula and gloves to get our food. I went out to eat the other night and that was an experience. I had to put on a disposable gloves and get a little spatula to get my pizza. And I was like, okay, I feel like I don't know. That was I feel like I was getting ready to operate on that pizza. It was kind of an interesting experience. And hopefully in the new year, as things calm down a little bit, we won't have to go through that another entire year of that. But I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about things that we do have control over. I have no control over when I go into a place to eat what their rules and regulations are. If they tell me to put on a pair of rubber gloves to get my pizza, then I'm going to have to do that in order to get my pizza off the buffet line. Now, some people would say you're taking your life in your own hands by eating off a buffet, but there's a great pizza place here that does have pizza on a buffet, and I guess I'll just risk it. So I guess likening that to 2021, things look a lot different now. We are having a lot of things that we have to do this year that we didn't have to do at the beginning of last year. But as circumstances have dictated, and as the coronavirus has just kind of gotten a little bit out of hand, then we have to fall back on some of these safety measures. Now, like I said, some of the things we can't help. We're going to have to do that and just deal with it. But there are a lot of things that are within our control that we can change. And one of the most important things that we can do to help ourselves get through 2021 with a good mindset and a good attitude is we can simply change our attitude. We can change our mind about the way we respond to things. We can respond to things with joy, peace, positivity, or we can respond in a negative fashion. Now, I've got to say, standing in that line, had I known I was going to have to put on those gloves and have that little spatula thing that I had to carry back to my table with me to get that pizza, it's an individual spatula, I don't know if I would have chosen to eat there because it was just a little bit of a hassle. But I have to stop and think, okay, that was to keep me safe and to keep others safe from me. So at the end of the day, I had to change my attitude about what that actually was when I was presented with that option. And we can do that in our lives as things come to us. And, the devil makes sure that every day there are things that hit in our lives that we have to deal with that we really weren't expecting to have to deal with that day. But if we can just take a moment and say, okay, this is not what I expected. I don't like it, but I have a choice here. I can respond to this situation in a godly manner and with peace and joy, or I can lose my temper and just blow my stack over this. And that's a choice that we make. I am a firm believer that 95% of the time when we lose our temper, that's a choice that we make, is to just let it get out of control. So we want to make sure that we are making good decisions that reflect an attitude change if necessary. And something else that we can do, the second thing for 2021 that we can do, is we can look into ways that we can make a connection with others. We need to find ways to keep connected in 2021. I don't know if you all have been separated from your family. If you have, then my hat's off to you. That is so hard. I've had to quarantine 2 or 3 times this year, and it's been tough. But there are all kinds of technology that we can use. There are FaceTime, there's Zoom calls, there are actually rooms in Facebook groups that you can get in and talk with like-minded individuals. So please try to maintain some type of connectivity with the outside world. Don't insulate yourself. So don't do that. Try to stay connected with somebody. Even if it's just a couple of folks, try to make that call, plan a Zoom call a couple of times a week or a FaceTime a couple of times a week, something where you can maintain your connectivity and you can bounce your frustrations off of them. Even if it's just sending a text to a friend. I've done that before. Hey, I'm really frustrated today. Can we talk for just a minute? You know, anything that you can do to maintain that connectivity and to maintain that community, do it. The last thing that I want to encourage you to do in 2021 is do the next right thing. Whatever it is that you feel like God has laid on your heart to do, and if you're not hearing from Him a lot, do the next right thing. Do the thing that you know God last told you to do and keep doing it till you hear something new. And I talked about that briefly on my last video, but I cannot stress to you the importance of that, because sometimes I feel like we give up too easily because God has got an eternity to make His will come to pass. You know, we only have a short time here on this earth, but God doesn't view things like we do. He views things in the eternal. He doesn't view things in the small like we do. So we have to really, really do things purposefully, and we have to do things prayerfully. And the last thing that you know that God laid on your heart to do, if He hasn't shown you what to do, just do that and do the next right thing. My pastor said that, and that has really stuck with me. So whatever the next right thing is in your life, pray about it and do it. Don't let the circumstances of what's coming up in 2021 or what may not come up in 2021, don't let that stop you. Don't let anything stop you from doing what God has placed and purposed in your heart and given you vision to do. You know, that vision is between you and God. And in the book of Habakkuk, God talks about write the vision, make it plain, that he may run who reads it. So when you write down your vision and when you have that vision and you purpose it in here in your heart to do it, you can run with that and you can go with that and you can do the next right thing. I hope you all have a wonderful day. God bless you all. Maranatha, folks.